go to this one. Open this Word file, and then I'll go to the place that I want to go to. Okay, very good. Okay. So I talked about 798, number 798. And we derived 798, and 798 happens to be the number of initials in chapter 19. Okay? So 798 happy prime happens to be 47,143. We have derived this before. We have derived 47,143 before. Okay? But now we didn't know that this was 798 happy prime. Okay? And so, as I said, 798 is the sum of frequencies of Kaf, Ha, Ya, Ain, Sad in chapter 19. And then 47,143 happens to be 2443rd additive prime because some of the digits, i.e. 4 plus 7 plus 1 plus 4 plus 3 is 19, which is also a prime. Okay? So that immediately gives us a hint here that, look, there is something special about this number, so pay a little bit of attention. Okay. The 19th initial surah in the Quran is 36. Yasin, remember? That's the 19th initial surah. Now we look at the exponent of the 36. This is how we derived it before. 36 Marsin prime. The exponent of 36 Marsin prime is 2,976,221. This was discovered in 1997. Okay? We were not privy to this information in 1996. Not a long time ago. It's 27 years ago. Okay? So we were not privy to this information. 2,976,221 is obviously a prime number because that's what the definition of Marsin primes are. Okay, is the 173 653rd lonely prime, and this number actually is a semi-prime, and it's 211 times 823. The indices of these prime numbers, 211 and 823, are 47 and 143. And go back to this number again. You see, the 798 happy prime, which is 47 and 143. We derive them down here, 47 and 143. Can you imagine this? You know what 2,976,221 means as the exponent of the Marsin prime? It means that you have to multiply 2 by itself 2,976,221 times, and then you subtract 1 from that number, and that's what you get. Okay? You get that Marsin prime. It's a huge number. I don't know how many digits it has. You can check it for yourself. Okay? And how could that be that is actually generating the 798 happy prime, which is 47,143? Because I just derived that, 47,143. The 619th prime number verse from the beginning of the Quran is 2143. Can you imagine that? Okay. Now, but we have the following table of mathematical properties of 2143. 133 is the index of twin prime. Okay. Index of Gaussian prime is 166. Index of prime is 324. And the prime, which is a Gaussian prime as a twin prime, is 2143. Okay? Because remember now here we had it. We just derived that guy. 47,143 is the 2143rd additive prime. It is absolutely bogglesome, I tell you. Okay. So let's see what happens. We just read chapter 68. 133 is the frequency of noon in Surah 68. 166 is the frequency of Ha plus Mim in chapter 44. 324 is the frequency of Ha plus Mim in chapter 41. Okay? Can you imagine this? This is amazing. This came from the frequency of Kaf Aliyah Ain Sad in chapter 19, and it generated all of these other frequency of these letters in those other chapters. Okay? That's what we just did. Through this mathematics, which is completely unknown to us, and as I said, they could not be explained any other time except now. But we find out that 324 is also a frequency mean in Surah 43. Remember now, 43 actually happens to be the 90th initial Surah that was revealed. Okay? Note that 166 lining up with 324 in this table. See, 166, 324. Okay? As mentioned above, 166 has the frequency of Ha plus Mim in chapter 44. But 44 also is the frequency of Ha in chapter 43. And 44 plus 324 is 368, which is the frequency of Ha plus Mim in chapter 43. Absolutely mind-blowing. The importance of 133 should also be added to in a further role, that because 133 is 7 times 19, and there are in fact 7 Ha-Mim initial surahs in the Quran. So, as I said, 2143 verse, chapter 21 verse 43 is the 619th prime number verse in the Quran. And 619 is the 114th prime number, the number of surahs in the Quran. 114th composite happens to be 150. 150 is the frequency of Mim in chapter 44. This leads to this fact, this following fact, this table that I've shown this for a long time. Now it has actually a completely different meaning to us. It's a greater meaning because we know where these numbers are coming from. We know the intertwine, how they intertwine these numbers are. That it goes, for some time people said, oh, these numbers are too small. Okay. The 36, the exponent of the 36, Marcin Prominent, I don't know how many digits it has, is too small. Something which was not known, its magnitude was not known before 1997, is too small. Okay? These are those people, as I said the last time, don't want to see anything. So they bring all kinds of excuses to reject it. Again, reject the invitation. Okay? So here we have it. Composite 44, 150, 16, and 166. 150 is the frequency of Mim. Okay. 16 is the frequency of Ha, and Ha plus Mim is 166. Now look at the indices of these. The index of 44 is 29. Chapter 44, 29. The index of 150 is 114. The frequency of Ha is 16, and its index is 9. And the index of composite 166 is 127. We have 29, 114, 9, 127. Okay. This comes directly from the number of Ha-Mims in chapter 44. And if you look at the Quran, you notice that 19 was the 44th surah that was revealed. Okay? So we have that all of those documented in there, so you can look at the translation and you can find it for yourself. So this is referring to 29 initial surahs. We know there are 29 initial surahs, 114 total surahs, and Surah 9 has 27 verses. And so I remind you of these things because now they have a completely different dimensions. The dimensions are completely, has enlarged. Let's put it that way. Because now we know about these things. Now we know why 798 happy prime is 47143 because of the exponent of the 36 Marcin prime. Okay. And by itself, this really boggles the mind. I don't know what else to call it. Okay, so here, let me just go ahead and see if I can do that. Okay. So let's see. There's something here that says list of Mersenne primes. Searching for Mersenne primes. Okay, let me just see here. List. There it is, later known Mersenne prime. So we just have to do is click on this. And here we go. And we go to the 36. As I told you, it was discovered in 1997, okay? And the number of digits actually are yep, that's the number of digits in that column. Yep, prime digits. So there we go. 895,932 digits. Okay. That's the number of digits in the 36 Mersenne prime. Okay. You wanted a big number? Here it is. Okay. The question that you have to ask yourself: why is it the indices of those the index which is a semi-prime, the indices of those two prime factors, namely 211 and 823, are 47 and 143. That's what you have to ask yourself. And why 47, 143 happens to be a happy prime and happens to be 798 happy prime. That's what you have to ask yourself. Okay? You have to ask yourself. Don't worry about other people, what they'll say. Okay? You have to ask yourself why. And then you have to ask yourself why 798 is the number of frequency of the initials in chapter 19. Okay? That's amazing. Why Surah 36 is the 19th initial surah in the Quran? You have to ask those things from yourself. Okay? So this is what I want you to do. Every time we see these things, okay, it's actually if it towards God. Okay? That's amazing. Okay, so let me go ahead and finish here and inshallah.